Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. That was completely unexpected. They were not allowing us to record the screen, so I wasn't able to share it. Anyway, so today what we're going through is a live site launch from Minute Pages. So we're going to share the screen. I'm going to show you everything from soup to nuts, uh, how it goes, and how to actually launch a site. Any comments that come up, I'll be able to actually go ahead and get it drug over into the screen so we can answer questions as we go live. So you'll see me looking back and forth because the monitor's over here, so I have to eyeball over there for any kind of photos. Or not photos, sorry, questions. All right. So when you sign up for Minute Pages, you go in and you hit the sign up button, and it's going to take your name, phone number, email address, and you hit sign up now, and we're going to email you uh, access to the dashboard at that point. You're not paying for anything when you sign up. This just gets you into the dashboard, and from there, you're able to go in, select what you want, decide if you're going to sign up and what you're going to sign up for. And at that point is when you would put in your credit card and make your selections. So once you've done that portion from the main Minute Pages site, the dashboard is at app.minutepages.com. So we're going to log in with my actual email. And so this is what you would see when you sign in, except you wouldn't, if you're new, you're not going to have any sites right here at all. It's going to look just like this, but with that field being blank. And what you're going to want to do from here is hit add new site. This is the page that you go to and decide what template you want, which you want to start with. If you want to have multiple sites, you can go through and scroll through all of these. You can click on the preview button, and it's going to go ahead and pop open a window to give you a preview of what the theme looks like. You can scroll, as you can see right here. All these themes are customizable once you're in, but they all have a slightly different feel to it. We've got ones for cash offer for your house. We've got ones for apartment buildings. We have ones for storage units. So there's about a dozen or so, and we will continue to add them as we grow and as people request them. In the near future, we do plan to have an IDX page as well, so that will cater more to real estate agents. But for right now, it's more focused on investors and wholesalers. So once you've gone through and you've looked at the themes and you've decided which one you want, you can script through. You can actually also do a little drop down here and pick on the one that you want. So I'm going to go to motivated homeowner templates, and I'm going to find the one that I want to use. In this case, I think I'm going to go with, I've seen that one. I don't mind that one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this one here, the Cyclops theme. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the buy now button. It's going to pull up the order page. Now here's where you're going to want to put your business name in, and you decide if you want to use the Pro plan, which is just the site. The 10X plan is the site with the lead stock function. There is a discount when you do it annually, and the 10X plan with lead stock is where we're able to capture up to 30% of anonymous leads that hit your site. It does range anywhere from 5% up to 50%, and it really depends on how many unique visitors that you get to the site. So if somebody's coming to your site on an incognito browser, it's not going to catch them. If you've got the same person coming back to your site multiple times and it doesn't get them because they haven't found them, you may see 10 visits to your site, but you might not get an anonymous lead captured just because they've visited multiple times. And they may have had their identity masked. They may be using an incognito browser or something like that. But so it's the decision of what you want to do and which plan you want to go with. I'm going to go with the 10X plan because I want that lead stock functionality, and I'm going to do it annually because it does come with a discount on the annual purchase. And I'm going to name the business name is going to be, I've got a business site already set up, or rather the name, and it's called Mason Dixon Homes. So I'm going to make this Mason Dixon Home Buyers. Mason Dixon Home Buyers. That's what I'm going to call for the name. You can obviously put your business name in there. So whatever your business is, that can be the business name. And what this is going to do is set up your shell to start with. And this one is going to be Mason Dixon Home Buyers.minutepages.com. You would be abcinvestments.minutepages.com. You are able to customize that after you've launched the site. So you can go to like GoDaddy, Google, Namecheap, any of those sites, and you can go ahead and get a custom domain, and we'll show you how to publish to that. It's coming in a couple steps down the line here. So I've selected that. I've gone in, I'm doing the annual plan. I hit proceed to checkout. I've got a card in here that will take care of that for me. We're going to make the payment, and the site is going to start building. So as soon as that rolls through, the order will confirm, and then it's going to start processing the site. It's taking a minute because that is a test card. See if we got any questions that came through. Nothing yet. All right. So website order placed successfully. And if I go to check website status, this is where it shows that we are now building the site. So the site is being built by the system. It does take about 5 minutes or so. While this is building, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the next steps that we have. So every page is customizable. Everything can be done as it. You can launch pages individually. You can customize color schemes, whatever you want to do there. So now I'm going to go ahead, and while that is being built, I'm going to go into GoDaddy because that's where I've got this particular domain set. And we're going to go ahead and get logged in. It already has me in. And we're going to look at, oops, close that out. We will look at my domain names that I've already got. Where's my products? There we go. So here I'm going to go to my products, and I have a whole slew of domain names. I know which one I'm going to be using, and I need to update my credit card. I'll do that later. So I'm going to go with masondixonhomes.com, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the Manage DNS button. That's going to bring me to the DNS settings, and this is where you would make your updates once your site is ready to go. Something that's important to note is if you've used the site with anything else, so if you had another service provider before and you used the site previously, you may have conflicting A records in here. You can see this one here is parked. I used this for a couple different locations before. You may also see some MX records down in here. If you've got Gmail or if you've got Outlook or something along those lines using that domain, your email is going to be controlled by those MX records. You want to leave those in place. All these extra A records right here, I can actually just go ahead and delete and get rid of because I have used this before. So I'm going to go ahead and just kill those A records because they're just not necessary at this point in time for this application. So we'll delete all 3 of these. And this last one, good to go. All right, so most of these you don't want to delete. You do want to have on whichever provider you're using, you're going to want to have a CNAME, and that CNAME with a www, and that is in case somebody types in the www, and then it's going to be your site name. In this case, it's masondixonhomes.com. Obviously, if you go there right now, it's just going to tell you that it's parked, and what we're going to want to update is this A record right here. Let's go back and take a look at the site and see if it is ready to go. Almost. So we got 3 minutes left. So we'll let that continue running. And as soon as it's done, we'll go ahead and get to the next steps. Let's go ahead and see if we've got any questions that came up. So there's no questions in any of the groups right now. So we'll go ahead and leave that be for the moment. Chat. There we go. Nothing in the window. All right, good. So another thing that I know John has spoken about quite a bit is keyword research, and you can do that with something like Keywords Anywhere. You can do it with SEMrush. There's a bunch of different sites that you can go on where you can actually start doing some keyword research for what people are looking for when you decide what you want to have your site name be. So if you type in, let's go to Google real quick while we're waiting for this to finish up. So we're going to go over here to Google, and if you type in sell my York, PA home, you can see tons and tons of results of coming in. You can long tail keywords. You can see over here, it's giving you a bunch of different options from Keywords Anywhere. You can see how often these things are searched, and you see here add. So this 717 home buyers, they've made it to the top here. Integrity first. So these are some of the people who have made it up to the top. Then the next one here is home light. So a few people have made it in with their rankings with various sites. And here's a bunch of the long tail keywords here. Sell my York, PA home for sale, sell my York, PA home by owner. So there's a bunch of different options that you can put in. And you can do this obviously for your market as well. And you can see the ranks that they're giving you here. Let's go back and take a quick peek. All right, so the site has completed. So that, as you can see, it only took less than 5 minutes. And the site, masondixonhomebuyers.minutpages.com, is ready to be updated and reviewed. So in order to go ahead and make updates to your site, you click here on the Manage Website pencil icon. So this is where you're going to want to put your actual business name, your contact information, swap out photos, things along those lines, and of course, update your domain. So we're going to go in to Customize Business Info. And this is where you're going to set the area that you're going to be searching for the homes on, as well as putting your business information in, because everything that we've got in here is done by merge tags and pulls all that into every single page that goes through here. So here you see business details. So we're just going to call it Mason-Dixon Home Buyers. That is what I'm calling that particular business. I don't have an email set up currently for it. So for now, but we will shortly, I'll go ahead and get Gmail set up for it. So we're just going to do info@masondixonhomes.com, because that is the main website that it's going to be under, Mason Dixon Homes. Now, obviously, it's not going to work right now, but it will eventually. And you want to have a phone number for it. 717, I've got a number here, 759-0440. So that is my number. Now, that number is going to be in the hamburger menu and down at the bottom. But if you want it to show up right here next to where it says Get Your Offer Now, click on Enable Phone Number and Menu. And that is going to go ahead and pop that open and give you a number that somebody can just click right on it and call to dial. Your address, you can put the address in. That will show up down here at the very bottom. So I am going to go ahead and put in the address for our location, 17 West Main Street, New Freedom, PA 17349, and it's going to go ahead and update the address right down there at the bottom, as you'll see. Boom. So they got it there. It's clickable. They can go ahead and track us down if they want to. Now, here's the other two key things that are in here. That's going to be the business area and the state of where you are looking to purchase homes. And that is going to get pulled in. So when you see things like business name is the easiest way to sell your business area, house fast, that is what business area is. So if you are doing a large area like, say, Baltimore, where there's about 10 towns all around it, but everyone still calls the main area Baltimore. So you do want to pay attention to what you're naming this. If you are, say, out in Tucson, Arizona, and you're doing the surrounding areas, you can just put Tucson in. But if you've got 10 different towns that are named something different, you either come up with a name that covers that entire area, or you go ahead and launch location pages, which we're going to show you how to do as well. And you have each city as its own location. In this case, I'm going to do just York, and business state is PA. And so I don't like this, that it's the easiest way to sell your York house fast. So I'm going to make it York County. It's going to add anywhere where it says that location, it's going to say York County. So that kind of gets us covered right there. And then make sure you hit the publish button. So all of those things are going to update automatically and get pulled in on the page right here. And it already says published. Now, if you go back, partner logo, this is where you can update some logos. Better Business Bureau is already on there. Since I am not with the Better Business Bureau, I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. But you can add any of your partners that are there. Just always make sure you hit publish after you make some changes. Let's go ahead and come back out. Your social media icons. So if you have a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you just put them right in here, and they are going to show up at the bottom of the screen underneath your contact us. You'll actually have the icons for all of these various things, and the links will go there automatically. So if I'm going to come off screen here real quick and just do my regular Facebook page, hang tight, it's going to pop up, and I'm just going to throw it in there just so you can see what happens when you put it in. And we'll go ahead and get there. And so if we just throw that Facebook logo in here, you'll see it'll pop up right down here in just a second. There's a little Facebook icon, and it would go there automatically. I'm going to remove it because that is not the one that I will be using once it's all said and done. And we'll back out of here. So those are your main items right there. Now, obviously, you're going to want to go ahead and let's hit publish. You're going to want to get your logo added right here. So to do that, let's go ahead and get back out of this. And we'll go into branding. Choop. Yep. Where did it roll? Oops. Put me back into where I was. Hang on a second. We'll get back over onto that page. All right. Customize your branding. There we go. So now we've got the website settings, branding, menu, and this is your header. So that is when you go into the header for branding and you want to change out this logo to something else. So your library will have a couple things in here automatically. Those just come with what gets loaded up. You can upload files though and put whatever logo you want there. So if I'm going to go ahead and hit select files and just go through a quick rundown of let's see, I've got a bunch of different logos in here, so we'll just use one of them for now. I will go ahead and change it later once I'm done, but for now let's just go ahead and use my golf logo just because I can. Right, take a second, it'll load in. There it is, and we hit choose image, and that's going to become the logo that's going to go right there. Obviously I haven't published this out anywhere, so I'm not terribly worried about it, but for now I'll leave that right on there. We'll change that in a bit once I go ahead and make those updates. But now you also, if you've got a logo up here, down here in the footer, there is also another logo. So you do want to back out and go to your footer and go ahead and select the logo for the footer. You can obviously select the one that you just used, hit choose image, and it is going to automatically go ahead and put that in, hit publish, and you'll see in this case, this was a black bottom, that's a black logo, so it's not going to look all that great. So you do want to make sure your color schemes are potentially different. So if you've got a white logo, it'll show up better. You can change the coloring of the footer if you want. You can actually change just about anything on here, and we'll show you how to do that as well. So we'll hit go back. Your favicon, that is the icon that shows up at the top of your page. A lot of them just leave this little image here, but you can choose whatever you want, whether you want to use my golf guy or something else. Either way, you can totally do that. But you can change the favicon to be something small, but so they will always see it at the top of the page. As you see up here on the minute pages page, we have the little MP logo. That is a favicon. Custom colors. You can, so you'll see here's your main colors. Your primary is this orange on this particular page, and it's a burgundy-ish color. If you take that secondary color and you can move the scale around, you'll see it change the colors. So you can select something that fits your pattern. If you have a particular brand type, you can change it to match your brand. You can go ahead and just key in the color code if you want, and you can change the coloring in those locations. Typography, definitely don't recommend changing that. It's pretty stock, but you can change from that particular font to a different font if you want to. Don't really recommend it. It's pretty well set where it is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and navigate out of here. So at that point, you've now got, if we exit to the dashboard, you're going to see that everything was done. It's all set. All those things are published out. And at this point, your site technically is ready to be published if you want. It is published as a Mason-Dixon homebuyers.minutepages.com. It is available on the web if somebody were to look that up right now. But if they were just looking for Mason-Dixon homebuyers, they wouldn't find it. And that is where you have to do the update domain. So here we click on update domain, and it's going to say, are you sure you want to update the domain? And we hit yes. Here is going to be your unique A record. You're going to have a number here. It may be 209, it may be something completely different, but yours will be unique. So you're going to want to take that number, and that is what you're going to want to put to your domain manager, and you're going to want to edit or add an A record. If you hit add, you would just hit a type A. The name is going to be the @ sign, and then the value is going to be that 209 number or whatever your number is. I've seen a couple 88s, and I believe it depends on where in the location in the country it is that these pop up. Everything around me right now is pretty consistently a 209, but like I said, I've seen completely different numbers. Yours will be unique, and it'll be on this page right here. So we're going to go ahead and just hit save, and that A record is going to be updated. There you go. You can see it's been updated. It's there. It will take a few minutes to propagate. It says it can take up to 24 hours. It usually happens in just a couple minutes. Sometimes it does take a while for it to take. If it hasn't taken in about 12 hours, we'll sometimes have to go back and look, and we might need to reissue an SSL cert. But typically speaking, it works pretty quickly. And so now we're going to go ahead to the domain name, and that is masondixonhomes.com. And we're going to hit update domain. It's going to take a second or two. It's going to reach out. It's going to ping that number and see if it sees it. And it does. So now it's going to go ahead and update the SSL cert. It's going to make some updates for you, and it'll just take a couple minutes for that to happen. But at this point, your site is live. In just a few minutes, you'll be able to go to masondixonhomes.com and actually see it. That'll have everything that you need in there. Now, back for more editing things. Checking again. No comments in here. A lot of the questions that we get for editing. So we'll go into manage website while it's being published. Testimonials is one of the big ones that people have been asking about, how to update their testimonials. And that is done over here on the side. You don't necessarily do that in the editor. You do it here on the side of the dashboard. So you click on testimonials. It is going to open a site for you. And here you can see there's a couple that are in here as the dummy ones. You just hit edit. Now, you do want to check your page because some of them show things a little bit different on the top and bottom. But you can see this one, just generic Smith, simply dummy text, right? So you can make this one John S. Whoops. We'll call it John S for John Smith. And there, his info will be here. Now, designation, though, this could be, I'll put my name in here. And if I had a company, then it pages, right? So we'll see what that's going to look like on the page. We hit update. Oh, unavailable, probably because it's actually being built right now. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, it's because the page is actually still rendering, so I'll give that another minute. Let's get back to our dashboard. Yeah, still working. So let's go ahead and just try my other site while that's being done. Okay. So testimonials. It's going to automatically bring you to the testimonial page, and you can see here I've got those two testimonials. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like live. So on this page, we've got our testimonials are, where are they hiding? There we go. So you can see here, it gives a top line quote and then the full, everything that she said in her testimonial right there. So if I go into the testimonials though, and we make an update to Tracy S, right? Tracy S, you can see here's the top line, there's a space, then there's that info, right? That's what you see right here. Tracy S is what the top line is. But if I go ahead and put in if I put this in here and minute pages, right? Hit update. you'll see that this page, there's Tracy S, and here she is again. So you got to pay attention to which template you selected and keep an eye on what it looks like for, see how it's how it's set up. So I wouldn't necessarily want my name and company for the bottom. I just liked how it was set up before. So we'll just go right back over to it, and we'll get rid of me and get rid of my company and just leave it set that way. And a testimonial looks just fine that way. That is how you update your testimonials, though. It will cycle through all of the testimonials that you have. So I've only got 2 on that particular page, but that is how you make those updates right there. We'll go back out to the dashboard and we'll see what we're looking like there. Minute and change left for the other site to be done. So while we're waiting for that to finish up, we are going to look at blogs. So on the left-hand side, you've got my blogs. Every month, you do get 5 free blogs. So you can go through and schedule them. You'll get a reminder each month as it renews and get you set up for your new blogs. These are the 2 that I still have pending to go out. One of them is going to go out tomorrow, actually. So this one's going to go out tomorrow. The next one's going to go out the following week. And you can just click on schedule new blog posts. And you're going to get brought into the blog library. And you can see that I've used 4 out of my 5 for the month. The last one's going to go ahead and post that on the 30th. So I'll schedule one more. You can do a preview by clicking on view post, and it's going to give you a preview of what the post looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the various ones. Zillow cash offer. Well, they've stopped doing that. So we're going to not bother with that one right now. Let's go ahead with the tax deferred real estate investments one. We're going to go with that. And so I'm going to click on that, and you can see I used 4 or 5. So that means I have 1 left. We'll hit next, and it's going to ask me to schedule it. And since I already have one going out tomorrow, and then I have one going out on the 30th, I'm going to go ahead and just make one for April 7th. Wednesdays or Thursdays. April 6th, I like to do them on Wednesdays. So in schedule. And that's it. Now, when the blog post does post, it's going to go ahead and send it to me saying, hey, this blog just posted. So you can see the ones that I've already done and used previously. You will see them show up in here twice. I just think that's a current glitch in the system, but it will only post at one time. So you're good there. Location pages. That is the next component. Let's see if this is done so I can make sure we get the right ones. Let's get back to the dashboard. All right, Mason-Dixon Homes is done, so we'll go to Manage Website. When you do the 10X plan, you do get, I believe it's 5 location pages for free. So we click on location pages, and if you remember, that is what we talked about earlier, where you want this to be the specific cities around around where you're at. We're going to do 10. Let's see. And again, that is the one-time. It is a one-time charge for your location pages. That is not a monthly recurring charge. So now I'm going to go to launch my location pages. Now these are going to be based on how many we want to load. So we've got 10. So for right now, let's go ahead and just do. I'm going to do 4. Hit next. And you can see it used 0 out of 10. So business area, this is where you want specific cities. So remember when we said if like you're in Baltimore, you've got Towson, Lutherville, Perry Hall, Nottingham, White Marsh, all those towns and little areas consolidated. All a lot of people call that Baltimore. I'm up here in York, so I'm going to go with some of the larger towns around here. So we've got New Freedom. Business state is PA. And we're going to go with Shrewsbury, PA. Stewartstown, PA, and we'll go with Glen Rock for now. Come with the other towns later. I know the majority of them, but for now, that's that. And then we hit publish location page, and that is going to go ahead and it'll take again just a few minutes. It'll take a little while. It will post. You'll get a notification that your page is now live, and that'll be the page specifically just for those particular towns. So your main page, or in my case, my main page is still going to be Mason-Dixon Homes, but we'll have location pages for Mason-Dixon Homes, Stewartstown, Shrewsbury, New Freedom, Glen Rock. So when somebody specifically searches for sell my Shrewsbury house, that page is what's going to show up, and it should funnel them back into the main site. Your lead management dashboard. This just got launched. So if you have a lead stock function, all of your leads are going to show up right here on your lead management. Obviously, I'm just launching the site, so I don't have any leads that are sitting in here at all right now, but this is where they would show up. Let's go back over to the other one as we're starting to push traffic to it, and we'll see what we get over there. Lead management. I haven't done any traffic drives to it. So these are the people that have landed on the site. Looks like we've got a couple people from all over the place, but I have not intentionally driven any traffic to the site yet, so I'm not actively using it. Been using it for demo sites and testing, so we are about to publish it and really start pushing that one. But for now, we don't have it. But this is where your leads would show up. All right, and let's get back over to the main dashboard. So let's go see if MasonDixonHomes.com is up and running right now. MasonDixonHomes.com. There you go. So you can see the site's already up. There it is with my golf logo, which will switch. There it is with the phone number. So someone can just click on that and automatically go ahead and call me. There's also the Get Offer Now button, FAQ, etc. Now, everything that's on here is editable. We can swap out photos. We can swap out some of the content. This is all SEO optimized already. So you don't have to do anything in terms of SEO, but you can go ahead and make some changes if you want to change out some of the verbiage. You want to change out photos. I will caution you, though, that when you're changing photos out, let's go to, we're going to manage website on this one. And we're going to go up here to edit site. It's going to go ahead and bring up the page, and it's going to bring it up in the Divi Builder so that we can edit right here off the main site. Now you can go to a page, you can edit the page individually, but when you want to swap out things like this photo here, the reason why our pages load so quickly is that because most of these are sitting as background images. They aren't sitting on the main site, so our pages load like as soon as you click on a link, as soon as you pull that link up. And by the way, don't worry about this little bit of, this is a glitch with Divi Builder where it shows like it's a little bit off, but it's fine. It will not render that way. It's just how it shows in the builder. But if you wanted to swap out this photo, you've got to click on that photo, and it's going to bring up the entire box here. And you're going to go onto your section settings, little gear icon, and then you would go to the background button. From background over here to the image, there's the house. Now that is how you can swap this out. So click on that gear icon, and here's your media library. Everything is in here. You can swap that image out for another house. I'll go ahead and just grab this one over here just because. Hit, here we go. And then you can see it swapped out to that image instead. Make sure you hit your check mark. And that's it. You've swapped the image out. But you're doing it in a way that allows the site to still load quickly. You can do that with all of the fields in here. You can swap out any of these images. You just have to make sure you go into the gear icon, find that particular background image, and swap it out from there. If you just try and lay another photo on top of this, you're going to get a layer of photos, and it's going to slow your load time, which is going to hurt your score on Google. Once you're done, just exit the Visual Builder, unsave changes. You go ahead and save and exit, and off you go. Now the site has this as a house as opposed to the other one, which necessarily didn't quite fit for homes that are here in the neighborhood. Now, Mason-Dixon Homes, ready? Hit the button, and boom, there you go with the updated photo. So super easy to do. Our location pages, let's see, have they launched yet? Let's double check. All right, they're still pending. They will be up there shortly. It takes them a little while to go ahead and build them and publish them out, but your location page will get launched. I believe that is the vast majority of what everybody has asked about in the past in terms of updating things, where to make edits, how to launch a site. But literally, what are we, 35 minutes in with doing a couple various things, but the entire site is now launched, up and running and functional. Obviously, if I was doing it without the explanation as I went, I can do the whole thing in about 10 minutes or less, can have an entire site up and running. Then we get into what if you want to customize the pages on the back end, that does obviously take a little bit more work for making any kind of copy edits or whatnot if you want to do that. But you have that full flexibility that you can do all of that. One other thing for your analytics and scripts, that is if you want to put your Google Analytics in here, if you want to put your Facebook pixel in here, you can put that in right here. We do recommend that anything that you're putting in for Google, you put it in the footer so that it doesn't slow down the loading process. It loads faster if it's in the footer, but that is how you would set that up. And if you need help with that, let us know. We're obviously happy to help you guys figure out where you need to put it, where it needs to go, as well as if you've got developers that are working on your site, we can walk them through it as well. All right. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I didn't see anything come through on the stream, but this will at least let you guys know how quick and easy it is to actually launch a site. And we are here to help. So once again, Pete with Meta Pages, nice talking with you, and we'll see you on our next one.